You know the sound? That pre-dawn thud on the floor? Or maybe it's that sticky, silent surprise waiting right there on your favorite rug.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the, well, profound, sometimes really repulsive experience of getting a gift from your cat. You know, a dead mouse, maybe a half-eaten lizard, or sometimes just a particularly soggy sock.
It is the ultimate mixed message, isn't it? Like one part totally unconditional love and one part biological horror show. And you
Exactly.
always have to clean it up, usually before coffee, which, lends a certain gravity to the whole thing.
Absolutely. So this deep dive, we're dedicating it to decoding that really complex language. We've pulled together sources from like feline behaviorists, wildlife ecologists, even some animal communicators
Uh,
to explore this multi-layered question of why. Why do cats do this?
right.
We want to move beyond just the ew factor,
Yeah.
to understand the profound intent behind that twitching tail and that hopeful little purr they sometimes do.
Right. Yeah. Our mission here is to understand that fundamentally, this isn't some random act of feline disrespect. Our sources, they pretty much all confirm that what seems, gross or painful, like the HuffPost and Live Science articles we looked at put it, is actually often a sign of, well, the purest form of trust and affection.
Okay.
The debate isn't really if they care, but more like how they're trying to communicate that care. You get me?
Right, I do. So let's start where any good deep dive should. The biology. I mean, you look at your average house cat, right? Curled up on the sofa, looks like it couldn't lift a feather. Why does this totally comfortable, well-fed animal suddenly turn into this, like, apex predator?
Well, because that comfort, it's kind of a thin veneer, isn't it? Cats are obligate carnivores. Their
Mhm.
whole system, everything from their amazing eyesight to their fast twitch muscle fibers, it's all geared towards hunting. This
Okay.
instinct is just utterly hardwired. It's deep in their DNA. And it's really crucial to remember the drive to hunt. It's almost never actually motivated by hunger.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, even if they just finished a huge bowl of expensive salmon pate, the sight or sound of something moving like prey triggers this biological need to engage. The whole predatory sequence just kicks in.
So the chase itself is the reward. Okay, that makes sense. But that still doesn't quite explain why they bring it to us. If they caught it, why not just eat it themselves right there? What's the main theory about the delivery service part?
So, the most widely accepted explanation, it taps right into the maternal instinct. Your cat, doesn't matter if it's male or female, or if they've ever actually had kittens, they often view you as part of their social family unit.
Uh-huh.
And in that family unit, they might see you, the human, as sort of an extended kitten. A big, clumsy one maybe, who is fundamentally incapable of feeding itself.
An inept kitten. I kind of love that.
Right. In the wild, mother cats teach their kittens how to hunt. They start by bringing back dead prey, then maybe injured prey, slowly making the lesson harder.
Graduated learning.
Exactly. So when your cat drops that little prize at your feet, they're either providing dinner for the incompetent one, that's you, or they're giving you a vital, if maybe unwanted, hunting lesson.
I was really struck by how blunt some of the sources were about this perception. Like, they don't just think we're bad at hunting. Some suggest the cat genuinely thinks the human is, well, let's just say, a terrible hunter or even stupid and would literally starve without their help.
Uh-huh, yeah.
It's like the highest compliment wrapped in the most profound insult ever.
It really is the ultimate act of supportive condescension, isn't it? And while, all cats can do this, it is seen way more often in spayed female cats,
Hmm.
which just reinforces that strong link to the innate maternal drive that need to nurture and teach survival skills to who they see as the young
But
ones.
it's their way of contributing to keep the family going.
Pretty much contributing to the family survival.
Okay, so the teaching instinct is definitely primary. Got it. But what if the gift isn't necessarily a lesson? What about that other idea, the competing theory that maybe it's just about territory and like resource management?
Right, that's where the analysis gets a bit more nuanced. See, the cat views your home as its core territory. It's the safest, most secure place they know.
Their safe space.
Exactly. So if they catch something valuable, a mouse, a bird, maybe even just successfully killing a toy, they might feel vulnerable eating it out in the open.
Yeah.
So they bring it back to the house. Why? Because they feel safe there. Safe from other animals, rivals, scavengers. They want a quiet, secure spot to eat it, or maybe even store it for later.
Okay. But that changes the motivation quite a bit, doesn't it? Is it a generous gift for me, or are they just using my living room as their personal secure pantry?
Well, here's the complexity of cat behavior. It can actually be both at the same time.
Ah, okay.
The key thing from the sources is that whether they intend it purely as a gift for you or maybe just as a resource brought back to their safe place, the underlying feeling is pretty much the same.
Right.
They trust you.
Sure.
The very act of bringing the results of their hard work, their hunt, into your shared space confirms they see you as part of their inner circle, your family, someone they share territory with and, by extension, resources.
So it's kind of like an affirmation of the social contract we have. They're basically saying, look, I'm a valuable member of this household. I contribute to our shared security, and I appreciate this safe place you help maintain.
Precisely. It's an act of really profound social bonding. It
Mhm.
shows their value to the community, to the family unit.
Okay, so we've got the biology, the behavior teaching, security, bonding. Make sense. But you mentioned some other sources suggesting something deeper.
Yeah, exactly. We've established the biological and behavioral reasons. But to really get the full picture, some perspectives suggest we need to look a bit deeper. Some of the, let's say, less conventional sources propose that these offerings might carry an energetic or even, you could say, spiritual meaning, that they might be a direct response to the human state of being.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting. An energetic exchange involving like half a field mouse. What does that even look like?
Huh. Well, it's about sensitivity.
Hmm.
Cats are often described as being like natural energy workers. They seem to be hyper-attuned to subtle vibrations, to stress hormones, to uh, energetic imbalances in their environment, and especially in their humans.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the specific thing they bring might actually be a direct, intuitive response to a need they sense in you.
Wow. Okay, do the sources give like a concrete example of that? Because that sounds pretty wild.
Yeah. They do, actually. One source detailed the case of a tortoiseshell cat named Tessa. Her owner was going through a really stressful, painful divorce. And during this exact time, Tessa started bringing small, freshly caught birds, which takes significant energy, right? And she placed them specifically on her owner's slippers and pajamas, things close to her.
Whoa, okay.
And the animal communicator involved noted that Tessa seemed to sense her human was struggling to feel safe, struggling to feel provided for.
So the interpretation wasn't about teaching hunting at all.
Not in that case, no. The idea was that the cat was trying to share its medicine.
It's medicine.
Yeah. In this context, the cat's medicine is its ability to hunt successfully, right? To be a competent provider, to face challenges head on. By bringing a successful kill, the cat is symbolically trying to infuse the human with the strength and confidence that it possesses, but senses the human is lacking at that moment.
That is a fundamental shift in how you look at it. Suddenly you're prompted to look inward, not just at the mess on the floor.
Well-
So the next time you find a toy, or, a tiny deceased woodland creature, maybe the question isn't just why the mouse,
Yeah.
but what am I struggling to catch in my own life right now?
Right.
Is it that promotion?
Yeah.
Is it feeling secure? Your cat might literally be saying, hey, I caught this. Maybe borrow some of my strength. That's quite profound, actually.
That brings us kind of naturally to the necessary pivot point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We have to move from the pure positive intention behind the gift to the sometimes complicated practical reality of being a responsible cat guardian.
Yeah, we absolutely have to talk about health and safety first, because that pure intention doesn't mean the gift itself is sterile.
Not at all. That's critical. We must never handle dead prey with bare hands, ever. These animals can carry all sorts of nasty stuff, parasites like tapeworms, bacteria, serious diseases like toxoplasmosis. You absolutely must use gloves. Double bag the offering before you dispose of it, and use a strong disinfectant to thoroughly clean any surface the gift even touched. And here's probably the biggest rule when managing this behavior. Never, ever punish the cat for bringing it.
Right, because it's an instinct. It's meant as generosity from their perspective. Punishment will just cause stress, confusion.
Exactly. And it won't actually stop the hunting drive anyway. It might just make them hide the gifts better.
Oh, great.
Which leads us directly into the big ethical dilemma for cat guardians, the environmental impact. Our sources are really clear on this domestic cat hunt. Cat hunting has a significant, often disproportionate impact on local ecosystems. It far exceeds what native predators might naturally take.
We usually hear about the impact on songbirds and mice, which is bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
But what else are they impacting that maybe we don't think about as much?
Amphibians, particularly frogs, toads, and salamanders. These little guys are vital bioindicators. They tell us about the health of the ecosystem. And they are especially vulnerable during breeding seasons when they have to move across open ground.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, they're relatively slow, easy to catch, and their populations can really struggle to recover from even low levels of predation. So for owners who care about conservation, which should be all of us really, figuring out how to mitigate this risk is, well, it's kind of a moral imperative.
Okay, so we need solutions, things that address the instinct but don't harm wildlife. What are the most effective strategies the sources suggest?
Well, first and foremost, manage their outdoor access. Cats and their prey are most active at dawn and dusk. So keeping your cat inside during those peak hunting times can drastically reduce the kill rate. Simple, but effective.
Makes sense.
Secondly, use humane deterrence. Simple bells on collars can help a bit, but some sources really recommend specific visual cues, like those colorful birds be safe collars.
The really bright, sort of clown collar looking ones?
Exactly. They look a bit silly, but they work by increasing the cat's visibility to birds. They break up the cat's natural camouflage, giving the bird those crucial extra milliseconds to see them and fly away. It's pretty clever science.
That is a great example of tackling the problem smartly. And what about for owners looking for more, like, long-term solutions?
Creating secure, enriched outdoor spaces is huge. Catios. Or engaging in supervised harness training gives them outdoor stimulation safely. And if you have a yard, you can actually design little wildlife sanctuaries within it. Dense, thorny bushes where small animals can hide, making sure bird feeders are way up high. If you have a pond or water feature, make sure the sides are steep and slick, so a cat can't easily sit and wait at the edge where amphibians might gather.
Right. So ultimately, the focus has to be on channeling that hunting drive, not trying to eliminate it completely. Trying to suppress such a core instinct just seems unhealthy for the cat, right?
Absolutely. The best solution is intensive indoor enrichment, stuff that allows them to complete the full predatory sequence. That means the stalk, the chase, the pounce, and importantly, the satisfying kill, even if it's just a toy.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? It's not just about leaving a few toy mice lying around, is it?
No, definitely not passive toys. It means things like mandatory daily play sessions, using wand toys that mimic unpredictable prey movement, fluttery, jerky, hiding. You need to engage them.
Get them really working for it.
Yes. And things like interactive puzzle feeders are great too. They force the cat to hunt and manipulate objects to get their actual meal. We basically need to exhaust that little hunter brain every single day.
Makes sense.
Oh, and interestingly, some research suggests that making sure your cat gets a high-quality, high-protein, meat-based diet might slightly reduce their drive to go out and supplement their diet with wild things. The instinct's still there, but maybe the nutritional need is less.
That's good to know. Okay, so enrichment is key. But when the actual unwanted gift does arrive, what's the right way to react? We know no punishment, but you mentioned earlier that even a dramatic reaction of disgust might actually be rewarding for them.
Precisely. Any strong reaction, positive or negative, can just be interpreted as attention. And attention often reinforces the behavior that got it. So the mindful response is calm neutrality. Gently, hygienically remove the offering. Ideally, do it when the cat is distracted or not watching, so you don't directly connect the removal action to your attention.
I really like the ritual idea that was suggested in one of the sources. It kind of transforms a moment that could be stressful or gross into one of, like, connection.
It really does. While you're cleaning up the mess, just pause for a second. Internally acknowledge the gesture for what it is. One source suggested adopting a little gratitude ritual, maybe just silently saying, "Thank you for sharing your strength with me."
Hmm.
It honors their pure intention, right, without actually encouraging the specific behavior. And it can deepen that really unique, sometimes weird bond you share. Hashtag tag outro. So the central synthesis here, the big takeaway, is that your cat's gifts, they're like these complex little documents. They're absolutely wrapped in the purest intention, whether that's to share their skill, express love, maybe mark territory, or just affirm your status as family.
Yeah.
This behavior, it integrates their maternal instincts, their deep need for security, and their social desire to, contribute to the household.
It really connects us back to that original agreement between our species, doesn't it? Thousands of years ago, the cat provides value, rodent control usually, and we provide safety and shelter.
Exactly.
That little offering, in a way, it's like a reminder that they're still keeping faith with that ancient contract, proving they're still a magnificent provider and a loyal partner in their own feline way.
So the next time you find a gift, whether it's a shiny bottle cap or a freshly caught frog, maybe just take a moment. Honor the depth of connection it represents. But then remember, we hold two big responsibilities here.
Right.
We have to honor our cat as this magnificent, instinctual hunter. But we also have to act as conscious guardians of the wider ecosystem they share. So how you thoughtfully guide their instinct, using that enrichment, using those mitigation strategies we talked about, that's the final really crucial act. It completes the circle of communication and truly affirms your commitment to the whole partnership.